It is getting a little bit silly how deep we're getting in this competition. We didn't expect to get to a group stage. Suddenly, the quarterfinals is what awaits us if we can beat Sassuolo. Can we beat Sassuolo? Hello, my name is Damien, I'm the Tracking Football Manager, and welcome back to Europa FC. And today we are, as alluded to, home and away against Sassuolo, a good, strong Italian side who also play in the best colour that football teams play in. So we got to see our pink again. We'll have a quick poke around. Obviously, not a lot has happened since you were last here. We'll have a quick poke around the finances before we get going. Schedule-wise, we beat the Magpies 5-2 away. And Duku in the first minute, Magrua made it over by half-time. Coombs and De Los Santos tried to make it interesting until Emmanuel Williams ended the day in the 93rd minute. If we look at the group now, we are... Well, that's the wrong one. Let's start with that one, shall we? Because that's the one that matters. We are now... What? They've lost another game! I didn't even see that happen. That's embarrassing. 2 games lost? What? Okay, let's... Can we get more information, please? They lost 3-2 to St. Joseph's, who have been dreadful all season. Wow, okay. So Lincoln are suddenly 8 points behind us. I did not notice this. I've been paying attention. There we go. 8 points adrift. So the Champions League should pretty much be ours. The title should pretty much be ours. We're going to have to get it a bit wrong with 5 games left of the season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can do that much. 5 games left of the season. We are 7 points ahead of Lincoln. We're 5 points ahead in terms of getting that broken 300 grand. Yeah, we're doing okay. I think this is pretty much as booked as what I would have expected to achieve. In the dev center, we will look at Jordan Thomas, who is probably hanging on longer than I expected. We fell out, Jordan Thomas and I. He's not happy being second fiddle to Tyrrell Beckwith, despite the fact he's nowhere near as good as Tyrrell Beckwith. So he'll be gone as soon as we can find him a place to live. Can we go back there and look at important people? There we go. Ones that are coming through. Shane Barry, a youngster, finishing 12, composure 9. If his physicals were better, he'd be in the first team now. Callum Heath is another one that we've fallen out with. He just wasn't... He's very, very lazy. 2 determination. He doesn't train well. He hasn't got a chance. His first touch, passing, and technique are all fantastic. And if only he could get some determination in his game, then he would be a footballer, I reckon. But at the minute, he's not going to make it. And I don't think he's going to. He's got 3 months left. His contract expires and he'll be gone. Gary Griffin at centre-half, not so much. Weak. He's naturally very fit, but he's weak. He's okay in the air, okay tackling. The funny thing is, this is the kind of player who would almost make it as a centre-half in this league, but not good enough for us. Now, finances. There is £2.56 million in the bank, which is a pleasant thing to say. We have 370 grand left in the transfer budget. The minimum guaranteed budget next season is 0. I'd like to think it'll be a little bit more than that. 30 grand of the wage budget, which means that we're close to the border, but with the players set for release, that's 5 grand we'll have at the end of next season, end of this season, something like that. In terms of things I've begged for, the youth facilities will be improved by the end of the month. The training facilities will be improved by the end of the month. We've begged for a lot of stuff. Look at that, but we've got most of it, which is nice. The only thing we haven't been able to get is a senior affiliate. No one wants us. No one wants to be our daddy. Take that how you will. I'm not going to beg for any of that. I keep asking for scouting range. They won't give it to me. I'm not going to ask for a stadium because they won't give it to me. But if we check out the attendance, if we look at our home games, Ludogorets, 2153. The stadium is 2226. So yeah, 53 people didn't turn up that day. St. Joseph's, 1863. So we're not there. Magpies 1806, St. Joseph's 2226. So that filled a good day to do it, right? Bodo Glimt 2167. So we're fairly close to our attendance maximum. But 3 million quid isn't going to be enough to convince the board to build a stadium. Now, 300 grand off the end of the season. If we're going to get 300 grand for playing in this round of the cup. Maybe. If we start getting to like 5 million quid, maybe they'll think about it. The trick, I think, is to not spaff away all the money. The temptation is always like, we got up there 3.02 and suddenly it was 2.1 because I told them to do a load of stuff. I'm not going to ask them to do a load of stuff this year. Facilities are already being improved. I'm not going to beg for that again yet. I do think a stadium bigger than 2,200 is going to be quite useful for us in the long term. So maybe I'll just start saving up for that. I think that's what I'm going to do anyway. Anyway, we're going to play Sassuolo, home and away. So we're going to start at home. Best place for it. Banda is in goal with Mullen, Jones, Okiowu. I still haven't worked out how to get that. Okiowu, probably. And Beckwith with Swiderski and G in the middle. Stewart and Ndukwu on the wings. Magruder and Williams up top. It's about as good as it gets with our team. Possibly Luke Reese instead of Williams. Possibly Luke Reese instead of Magruder, to be fair. Magruder's only got the 34 goals this season, so, you know. No, we'll leave it as it is. First impressions of the way forward. That's the team we're going with. I don't know what to expect out of Sassuolo. I really have no idea. Interesting fact, Arsenal were held by whoever it is they drew. I forget who that was. It was someone quite good, though. There was someone not very, but you'd think weren't very good, but they were held in their first leg. So, Europa versus the SAS. Seems a bit harsh. They have some good players. Leno in goal. Zappacosta at right back. They've got a good team there. You'd think probably quite a lot better than ours if you look down that list. We're getting the shots away first, though. We're going in attacking. We're not changing a thing. G back to Beckwith, who drives a cross in, but Crotoni cuts it out. Jones finds Swiderski and Okiowu forward. Doesn't work that time either, but Jones will nod it only to Valeri on the wing. Valeri, whoa. Cancelleri coming out the other side. Cancellieri, probably. And the keeper should come out and claim that nicely. It's a bit of a nothing highlight. Bowled out to Jones. Up the wing to Ndukwu, even. Swiderski finds Magruder. Back to Mullen. Ball over the top was on, but he didn't see it. Ndukwu. Back to Mullen. And G. And it's probably a goal. We just don't know who for. Williams flicks it forward, but Gabbia intercepts. And we now probably do know which way this goal is for. Mayoral comes up the wing. Cut back to Cancellieri, who swings in across. Crotoni's got to have been offside, surely. Surely he's offside. Patrick Catroni heads it in, but he looked comfortably off. Chris Kavanagh is the ref. We're getting all the English refs. And the goal's been given. FVAR, as they say. Let's have a look at it from here. Is it from where he's... It can't be from where he's crossed it from. Is it Jones retreating, perhaps? I think it's Jones retreating that did it. Can we get a look at the other... at the lines? The pretty lines? There we go. We'll watch the entire highlight again. Don't you worry. Yeah, it's Jones retreating that does it. And we go 1-0 down. Zappacosta with a throw-in finds Cancellieri. We're 15 minutes in. We hardly look like we've been struggling. But if we're going to concede a second goal, then we are in trouble. Stewart putting good pressure on. Swiderski the same. Cancellieri, he overlaps on. Jones will step in and save the day. Banda sends it forward and Magruder doesn't compete. And we're going to need the forwards to compete when balls like that are fired forward because we're going to have to hold it up better. Gabbia to Zappacosta. Back to Gabbia. Magruder doesn't quite get there in time. Here's Bernd Leno. Chipped out wide to Niakate. Niakate. Catroni to Campazoni and Mayoral is through and tucks it in and we are in trouble. We're looking at the ref again. Again, I think this one's going to stand. Chris Kavanagh. A man who does not have a great history when it comes to VAR, it has to be said. Again, bit of an English football niche reference, but let's just say he was the VAR for Manchester City versus Everton. Leave it at that. Yeah, so we're 2-0 down, 15 minutes in. He's definitely onside. That's two in a row that Jones has played on. You have to say that's not great. And it's the 17th minute. And maybe, I mean, I did expect our season to come to a bit of a bump in this tie, I have to say. But not this much of a bump. Catroni's through, Banda just gets confused, and it's 3, and we are in trouble. I'm looking at the team, like wondering what on earth I do to fix this. And short of going to a Gibraltar national team style defensive formation, which I don't want to do. I mean, I don't know. Banda's doing a little pirouette. I don't even understand what he's trying to do to save that. Mullen to throw in. Find Swiderski. And Dukwu. We need a goal back fast or this tie is going to get away from us. G to to the right back. G gets it again. And here's Stewart. Williams. To Swiderski. Bit of space. Hits one and needed that on target. Really, really needed that on target. 25th minute. I mean, we haven't conceded a goal in a while, which is nice. But, I mean, they're 3-0 up with an XG of 0.95. Cancellieri's got a free kick here. And it's wide. Just wide. It's starting to look like the second leg isn't going to matter, isn't it? Santa Clara being held 2-2 by Arsenal. That's interesting. Oh, that was it. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Santa Clara Arsenal. Because that game was the evening game rather than a night game. Right, let's have a word. This is as good as over. That was a pathetic first half. Come on in, we'll have a wee chat, I believe the phrase is. I mean, I'd make changes. If I could make 11 of them, I would. We've looked poor. Demand more. Leno, well outside his area. Can we just volley this one in straight away? G wins the header. Beckwith to Okiowo. Okie. Beckwith down the line to Stewart. We're going to have to start developing something here. G to Williams. McGruer's through. He's onside, no question. McGruer to finish it. Tucks it in the bottom corner. 3-1 is so much prettier than 3-0, isn't it? Europa FC are red hot, says the commentary. Really? I mean, we've come back from positions like this before. In this game, is that likely? I'd say no. But if we can keep... I'm going to say if we can keep even just within 2 for the second leg, away in Italy, we've got a chance. We don't need to... This one wasn't close. Come on, that one was obvious. Didn't even go to VAR. Valerian Cancellieri over a free kick. It's floated into the area and... Oh, it's just wide. And we are giving up a lot of chances, and that is a worry. 60th minute. Let's have a look at the subs bench. Mullen's having a poor one. Jones is having a poor one. I was going to try and bring on... I'm tempted to bring on O'Driscoll. He's not sharp, but we want him back. No, we'll wait to see if there's another goal. If we concede another goal, I'll bring on O'Driscoll for fitness and say sod it to the tie. But Caetano can come on for Stewart and Reese for Williams. That's what I'm going to go with. And we'll see how we get on there. Maybe it's just a case of bringing on a little bit more pace. And Dukwu with a corner. Backstick. Headed away. Caetano will collect it. Just fire it back in there, mate. Cuts it back. McGruer's under it. Hits for crossbar. And how has Reese not just tapped that in? I know it's been cleared by the defender, but how has he not got to it first? And Dukwu's corner. Drives it in again. This time it's McGruer and it's just wide. And we're not I don't understand why we've been battered, considering that we're not getting battered. I know that doesn't make sense. But this doesn't make sense. They've only got an XG of 1.8. Ours is 1.27. We shouldn't be that far behind them. We've had our chances. 81st minute. I'd set off a 3-1 now. I'm going to bring on Conlon for Swiderski. There's 5 to play. I'll take it, I guess, considering how we started. There's enough to believe that maybe there's something riding on the second leg. Never nice to lose. Exact immediate revenge in the next match. That's the spirit. Braga has smashed Sevilla 3-0. Jordan Thomas. People want him. You want me to pay money. What's the Red Stripe Premier League? University of the West Indies? What even is that? Hold on. Jamaican Premier League. They're called for Stush in the Bush. What a name. Right, okay. You want me to pay half his, well, a third of his wages? Well, you can go to Mount Pleasant then. And then, where's the... Until I'm responded. Right. G is suspended for the next one. That's fine. Never mind. Right, back for that next week. So Jordan Thomas is gone. He's gone to Mount Pleasant FC in Jamaica. We're paying £4,000 a week of his... No. 400 quid a week of his wages, which were 1,600 quid a week. But, yeah, he's gone. It's a shame because he's a useful right back, but he's nothing more than useful. We paid £55,000 for him. He played twice. That's embarrassing, really. If we hadn't made a load of money, that would be a really, really, really bad thing. But luckily, we made a load of money and we don't care anymore. So, yeah, he's gone. Bander is in goal with Mullen, Jones, Heaton and Beckwith along the back four. Swiderski and Conlon in the middle, but the other way around. Stewart and Ndukwu on the wings, McGruer and Williams up top. Let's try not to get smashed this time. That's the spirit. Sassuolo expect a comfortable win, according to the news story. Also, there's 19,020 people turning up to watch this game. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It turns out that they rotated their entire squad. Their first team goalkeeper is apparently Peter Galassi. So, you know. But it's the same side we've already played. Mostly. But again, they have enough players to completely rotate. 100% rotation. We don't do that. We don't have that. We couldn't do that if we tried. If we knew we were going to go deep in Europe every year, we could start building a non-homegrown side. But we don't have that kind of confidence. Beckwith can throw into Swiderski, but he misses it completely. And Cutrone to Rizzetto, and a 1-2 is beautiful. Jones doesn't react. It's tucked in the bottom corner, and 7 minutes in, the tie's over. And Jones, it has to be said, that's 3 goals of the 4 that we conceded in this tie that you can at least partially put down to him. He starts very high up against Cutrone here, goes diving in to win it, and then completely loses the race. You can't do all of those things. You can do 1 or 2 of those things. Conlon drives in the cross and it's headed away easily enough, and Ndukwu picks it up. If he can beat his man and get a cross in, and does, who's under it? Stewart doesn't win it, and Rizzetto will bring it away. And this was always going to happen at some point. I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get to, weirdly, but we didn't get to get battered by one of the big teams. If we'd drawn Arsenal and lost like this, I wouldn't mind. And Sassuolo are a good enough side to beat us, clearly. But it doesn't feel like it's a loss we deserve, and especially after the first leg, just looking at the chances created, he's got to be off, hasn't he? I've said that so many times this tie, he's got to be offside, surely. Michael Oliver, why are we always getting English referees? Oh, that's something at least. Right, one of them goes our way. All the English referees want to referee us, apparently. He is off, yeah, comfortably. Again, feel like a VAR review wasn't really necessary, but never mind. We'll demand more. We've got a high throw-in. Beckwith to Stewart. All the way to the byline, swings in the cross and it's straight into the keeper's hands. No one going to body check him into the net? I feel like just body checking a goalkeeper into the net is the kind of power play we need right now. Leno, huge boot forward. Heaton has to win it. Heaton does not win it. Cutrone. Right, that's it. Jones is coming off. I've had enough. Okiewu is fast. He can do it. That's another one where he's just not gone with his man. Okay, I will grant you that Heaton needs to do a lot better. But Jones just does not react. I mean, look at him. He stopped running. Cutrone is 10 yards in front of him and he just stopped running. The kicker is that we have to buy him if we win the league, and we're going to win the league. If I'd put in the clause, buy him if he plays 10 games, we could just stop playing him. Cutrone again. And yes, I know he's playing against a far, far better quality of player, but that's not the point. Mangano plays it out wide. Cancellieri beats Mullen in the air, and Chowlan is through, and the goalkeeper doesn't get involved. Actually, it turns out it's a goal kick. It's only the 20th minute. Right. Beckwith throws it in. Long throw, Stewart doesn't win it, and we're second to absolutely everything. And that never happens to us. Stewart finally wins one, beats Valeri, knock it back, there you go. Beckwith chips on forward to Williams. Williams can take his man on, doesn't. Swiderski to McGrewer, to Williams, he's through, he's onside, he must finish. Williams. It's a good save from Leno, but Williams runs too far and narrows the angle too much. Conlon with the corner. Near post. Heaton doesn't win it there. I mean, Heaton couldn't win a church raffle at this point, let alone a header. 30th minute. Am I coming across as bitter at all? That shouldn't happen. Beckwith throw in to Stewart. Beckwith again. Big booming ball forward. McGrewer nods it down to Williams. In front of McGrewer. That's a great ball. McGrewer's got to finish it. Keeper makes a great save. McGrewer, go get it. He could have got to that ball. And being second to everything is something we haven't done in Football Manager in quite a long time, and I don't like it. I've forgotten how much I don't like it. Conlon to Okiowu. Oki. Gotta start just calling him Oki. Conlon is what, injured? Conlon's picked up a knock. He's going to make it till half time because, well, he is. Rossetti to Malpelli. Marchigiani all the way home, and a big boot forward from Leno. Swiderski back to Heaton. All the way back to Banda. And you have to say, Oki has looked actually quite good. He might have to be a regular starter at centre-half. Oki this time. just as I say it. What? How can that be an own goal? Yeah, just as I say it, Oki comes charging out. And yeah, I've got him on high press. So that's kind of on me. Yeah, all right. We'll let him off. I mean, it's going wide, and Banda's attempted a save, pushes it in. Dear, oh dear. Right. Well, we said we've got some players who want to get fit, so now's the time. Mullen throws in. Only the 5 goals to make up in one half of football. Cross comes in deep, and he's hit the crossbar. Stewart back to Heaton. It's good, isn't it? The closest thing to a shot on target is when we didn't even mean it. Oki panics and puts it into the crowd. And our adventure is definitely over for the year, but that's fine. Concentrate on the league. Thrash Arms, as good as over. Pathetic result. 2 more subs to make. Let's get them done. Conlon off, and we didn't bring a midfielder. Holy smokes, really? Right. And Duke, would you fancy it? Yeah, good man. And then we can put Caetano out there, and we can bring on O'Driscoll to play centre-half instead of Heaton. Because, again, it's not going to get any worse. I mean, it is going to get worse, obviously. We're going to ship another 5 goals. But, you know, we've lost it. You can't lose it any more than you've lost it. So, demand some more. I haven't felt like this recording an episode in a while. It surprises me, because, again, I should be perfectly like, yeah, well, we were always going to lose this one. But there was a little bit, maybe it was scoring the goal in the first leg, but it's like a little bit of me's like, ooh, we could have got involved in this, and now we haven't. Rossetti out wide to Rosito. Valeri to Crotoni, and Crotoni's starting to annoy me. Can we 2-foot in, please? Chowlan, back to Kangiotti. Caetano has to win it, and doesn't. And again, we don't. Ndukwu to Swiderski. Back to Ndukwu. Presses forward. And to be fair, that might be his position, Ndukwu. As a centre mid, puts one in front of Williams, beat the keeper. This time, I thought he chipped it over then. Away fans go mental. I don't know how many we've brought. If we were allowed a quarter of 19,000, it could be as many as, 5,000. But I bet we weren't allowed that. It's a lovely touch. He's done his best to miss it, hasn't he? He has done his best to miss it. Only the 4 goals left to make. We don't need to see it again. Seriously, SI, I know Miles probably watches this one with a cup of tea every night. For the love of God, put that all in the same replay. Rossetti. Oki jumps in and gets away with it. Catroni to Chowlan, and that one's a great ball. Great ball to Cancellieri, and Oki doesn't quite get back in time to hack it off the line. And, I mean, that's the kind of vision you can get when you play at the top end of Serie A. Like, that's... Cancellieri, yeah, he's been left alone. Caetano's abandoned him. Mullen's not looking, but... He's received the ball, and Cancellieri is over his right shoulder, and he knows to put it through that gap, and that's impressive. And by the way, that was their 7th of the tie. Beckwith with the throw-in. What we need to do now is make sure that hasn't destroyed morale. Williams gets done by Valeri. It must be weird for them, to be fair, having to play against a team that actually plays back. Like, if it had been Man 62, they'd have all just laid down on the centre circle by now. Big ball out there to Williams. McGrew is in space, has beaten his man. Just get the ball across early. Williams get the ball across. Oh, Stewart. The chance feels like it's gone. We're back to Beckwith. Swiderski hits one from range and it's crossbar and it's hacked away for a throw. I mean, McGrew was completely open. And there's the vision thing I'm talking about. Players at this level don't have that level of vision. If he'd just been able to look up, McGrew was completely unmarked. The far side of his centre half. Just tap it to him and it's an easy finish. Easy finish. Guidi passes it to Beckwith. Lovely of him. Banda. Big boot forward. McGrew should get on the end of it. Has beaten his man. McGrew. It's a good save from Leno. And you have to say, I'm not going to pretend that we could have been involved in this game, really. But Leno has made some massive saves in this tie. Stewart's cross to Caetano heads it into Leno's hands again. Can't really call that one a save. It's just given to him. But if they don't have Bernd Leno in goal, I do wonder if we maybe keep it respectable. You can't really claim this has been respectable, can you? We've had more shots on target and a better XG. Once again, you know, if you look at the XG for both ties, I reckon it's a draw. And yeah, I mean, there you go. We put out a fantastic performance according to our XG. Yeah, but we didn't win it. So what does it matter? Gave our best shot and it wasn't to be. We'll go with that. And we'll leave the rest. Oh, no point getting involved. Mullins had a poor game at left back again. I wonder if he's got a hates big games thing. We received £500,000 for playing in that game. I'm less bothered now. Beckwith bruised his ankle 3 days. He'll be fine. We will absolutely slaughter the officials because we can. Tom Collins bruised his ribs out for a couple of days. That's fine. I'm delighted with our performance, even if a result. We can be very proud of how we played today. I don't want to talk about him. The officiating isn't good enough. How good? Well, yeah. Refereeing quality standards. Right. So we'll come back to the end of the season then. It's not far away now. Schedule-wise, we've lost both of those. We've got Lincoln next. Oh, what a terrible time to play Lincoln. We've got a week. Let's get a morale boosting friendly in, shall we? Range friendly. Sunday will go away because there'll be no space at the home ground. Very small foreign teams. You can get paid 1,500 quid for playing Maracana. Hey, Maracana. So we'll do that. Hopefully we'll batter them. Then we've got Lincoln. We will come back for probably the last two, possibly just the last game. Depending, if we won it, clear and simple, I'll just come back for a quick sum up. Man 62, end of season awards. It'll be a nice, quick, punchy video. If there's still something riding on it, when we come to face Lincoln, we'll play that game. Thank you very much for watching. F for our European time in the chat. You've got to say we've got to get in the Champions League next year, and you've got to say we've got to do better. We've got to not fall into this competition again. Even though we've got a chance of winning it, let's fall into it later. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, like and sub. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.